Finish button.
Hey
Double tap to
guys,
activate.
Q
Rotate
here from
device.
Tech Rants, and I am live. So let me go ahead and pull up my chat. Give me 1 second. Hope everybody's had a good 4th of July yesterday. So yeah, give me 1 second. So I tried to go live with the SE outside, and that was an epic fail. So yeah,
Switch. Finish. Zero. Finish button. Double tap to activate.
I don't have the vents as loud tonight. They're low because the weather outside actually feels perfect. I was gonna do a live stream outside, but I left the Honor 7X in the house. The iPhone SE was not cooperating, and I realized it is easier to have two phones to live stream. One, I could have used one phone for live streaming, but it is easier to use two. You got one you're streaming with, and then another one you are reading the comments on. So next time I will try to have both of them outside. So yeah.
One. Finish button.
So we're gonna talk about, as the title says, what should be the set price for a phone and phone service. So we're gonna talk about some of the main flagships, the main big hitters. We're gonna talk about, and I'm gonna of course reference the Honor 7X because that's currently the best. That's my phone that's close to flagship status, in my opinion. I know what people are gonna say, but we're gonna talk about it. The main contenders are your Samsungs and your iPhones. I'm not going to include LG in this strictly because, well, LG's not really a contender anymore. Um, LG does what they can, um, and they're still kind of expensive phones. I see commercials for LG. I see commercials for Motorola, but mainly your big, when you walk into a store, it's Apple or Samsung. And it's funny because the most expensive phone out there is not even an Apple or a Samsung. Um, well, I can't even say it's Huawei. There is another phone out there, but I don't have the name of it. But the Huawei Mate RS Porsche edition is probably the most expensive phone out there. It's $2,500. Okay, but you get a lot for your money. I mean, they mainly paying for the design, but as far as feature wise, there's a lot to be offered. So Apple and Samsung are the main two carriers. Huawei was number three here in the US. They were number three. However, some big dummy, decided to say, well, they didn't like it. Okay? They didn't like the fact that Huawei was taking over. So, no. Now all of a sudden, Huawei is spying on us. And ZT was number four. So, Huawei spying on us, ZT spying on us. But they left Alcatel and um, Alcatel and a couple other ones out of it, which I don't know why. Like Alcatel's not doing the best business, I guess, but ZTE was our friend for the prepaid market, and you know, Huawei has good phones like the Honor 7X and the Mate SE, and a lot of phones that you can get for under $500 that perform almost as good as a flagship. So honestly, So let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of these prices. So let's take a look here. So you got the iPhone 10. It's 1,000 bucks. You got the S9 that's 750. You got the Note 8 that's almost 1,000 bucks. Like why? So what do you get for? Let's say so. Let's take the S9. So what do you get for 750 bucks? Okay, well you get the latest Snapdragon processor, the flagship processor. You get probably one of the best cameras around. Okay. You get somewhat okay battery life. You get you get the infinity display. You do get a headphone jack. You get a iRay. Let's take a look at the OnePlus 6. Between 450 to 600 bucks. Some places USB-C, you get a headphone jack. You get NFC, you get water resistance, dust resistance, you get fingerprint sensor, face unlock. You get a lot of features for 500 bucks. You even take my Honor 7X, and I know I'm going to keep hyping this phone up, but it's a wonderful phone. Let's talk about the Honor 7X. No, it doesn't have wireless charging. No, it doesn't have water resistance. No, it doesn't have NFC. But for 200 bucks, you get a decent processor that's power efficient, and I'll talk about that here in a second. You get a nice screen, okay? You get performance that's out of this world, and you get facial recognition, a fingerprint sensor, decent cameras. Like honestly, for 200 bucks, this is a good phone. Now, you pay 1,000 bucks for a phone like the iPhone 10, okay, the iPhone X. I'm hearing that battery life on the iPhone X. I don't have the iPhone X, and even if I had the money, I probably wouldn't even buy an iPhone X. So you pay all this money for an iPhone X. Okay, 1,000 bucks. No headphone jack. Okay, no headphone jack. No fingerprint sensor. The fast charger is not included. You gotta pay extra for that. And it's crazy. Sorry guys, I gotta get a rag for my eye. I got a style on my eye that's killing me. So yeah, like I said, no, you gotta pay extra for the fast charger, extra for the wireless charger, and you gotta pay for a case. If you ask me, that's ridiculous. The Honor 7X, the Mate SE, the OnePlus 6, a lot of these phones come with cases already in the box. Are they the best cases around? No. They're not the most protective. But honestly, if you're somebody if you're somebody that's really careful with your devices, you really don't need a fancy case. I'm very comfortable with my uh, clear gel case that came with my Honor 7X. Okay? It works just fine. I was going to buy a screen protector, but no. It's clear and it shows off the phone perfectly. Okay? So, honestly, what all do you really need in a phone? The average person, unless you're just a hardcore mobile gamer, you gotta ask yourself, what do I really need in my phone?
One watching. Finish
And
button.
so thank you to whoever's in here watching. Got any questions, leave a like on the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, share it out, and let's make this thing grow. So, what do you really need in a phone? Okay, so the Honor 7X. Well, okay, I've been referenced the Honor 7X so much. Let's do something else. The Blade Z Max. I'll just do the Blade Z Max. One of the best top budget phone, selling budget phones of 2017. Okay, so for 130 bucks, free with the port in, you got a nice big screen. Okay, full HD. You had the dual cameras. You had the front camera. You had a decent octa-core processor. You had a fingerprint sensor that worked like a charm. And you had really good battery life. And see, that's another thing. I'm paying 1,000 bucks for a phone, and I'm getting maybe decent battery life. Maybe I may be able to get through a whole day. Okay, but yet, and then when the updates come out, the updates seem to make the battery life worse, especially with Samsung devices. I'm hearing it. Now you take a phone like the P20 Pro. That phone is kind of expensive. It is kind of expensive. I'm not even gonna lie. But you get a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Okay, that battery is gonna last you a day and a half, maybe 2 days. Okay, my Honor 7X. It's so power efficient. It has a 3340 milliamp hour battery. Not the biggest, but it's so power efficient. And the way things work, I turn on power saver mode. I get through a full day, maybe even a day and a half on a full charge with no issue. I've had this phone off the charger since 5:30 this morning. Maybe it was before that, I can't remember. Okay? Now I'm only at 60. I was at 60% when I started streaming. And trust me, I've been using this phone quite heavily. I've talked on it. I've made some phone calls. I listened to some music. Read some articles. This phone is a beast. So for 200 bucks, like I said, you get the fingerprint sensor, you get a nice battery, you get dual cameras, 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigabytes of storage. Honestly, guys, these specs were acceptable about 2-3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Now, do you really have to have 8 gigabytes of RAM? You really have to have all the storage? You know, like, honestly. Now, I like the way Huawei's done it with the Mate RS Porsche Edition. It's so expensive, but you get an option of 512 gigabytes of storage. Okay, that's fine. I can live with that. You get a big battery. You get, like, honestly. You got to ask yourself, guys, what, you paying, and then carriers. Let's talk about carriers for a second. Okay, so Verizon's unlimited plan, they have $75, $85, and $95, I think. I may be wrong. So they have the Beyond Unlimited plan. You get a decent amount of, I think it's like 20 gigs of hotspot or something like that. I'm not quite sure. You get, but you're not even getting HD, full HD. You're getting 720p HD, which most people, that's what they use anyway. But if you want 1080p streaming, you have to pay an extra $10. So for one line, you're looking at 110. And you got to ask yourself, is that worth it? Okay, so let's say you get that Beyond Unlimited plan for some reason. So let's say you're Mr. Big Baller, Miss Big Baller. Okay, so you got the Beyond Unlimited with Verizon. Okay, so that's $110 a month. Okay, so then, so I'm 105. I'm sorry, 105, and then you get the S9. Okay, so now you're paying another $30 a month for that. Let's say that $30. That's $135 for one line, plus taxes and fees. So by taxes and fees, you're looking at about $150, $160, because taxes and fees can get quite high with postpaid. Trust me. I know. I don't know. Why do that when you can go and buy a decent phone unlocked for a decent price and go to a carrier like Cricket or Metro, or you can go to T-Mobile if that's what you so call, but you can go to Cricket or Metro, Simple Mobile, and pay a cheaper bill. So honestly, I'm trying to find something. I I just think it's a waste. You can get a phone. So let's take the Nokia 6.1. Is it completely up to date with the latest terms? You know, like the 18. It doesn't have the 18:9 aspect ratio. Okay, who cares? This time last year or the year before, bezels were okay. They were, okay, nice. Now bezels are just so horrible. So the Nokia 6.1, $270. Okay, you're getting a full stock Android experience. You're getting the Android One platform, which means you're guaranteed updates for at least 2 years and security updates for at least 3 years. So I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get why, these carrier these plans unlimited $105 for one line. Then I have to pay for the phone, and then I have to pay taxes and fee. I think me buying, yeah, I'm paying off my iPhone SE, so I'm not a hypocrite. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. I'm paying off my iPhone SE only because I couldn't afford to pay it cash. That's my thing. But honestly, would I ever do it again? 9 times out of 10, no, I won't, because I can buy a phone like the Honor 7X, and I did when I got this iPhone, I became an Apple head. Now that I've got this phone, the Honor 7X, I'm loving Android again. Yeah, there's some things on my iPhone that are way easier, but I have a computer as well. So, computer, if I can't do it on my phone, I pull out the computer. Computer works just fine. So, I don't know. Will I buy? I can't sit here and say I will never buy another iPhone. I would never finance another iPhone. But honestly, you can go out here and get a phone for $200. That's real decent, and go get a plan with Cricket or Metro PCS or something like that, and do just fine. So that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. I think no. The way they got things set up, I think maybe about 450. Because I'm taking maybe you want a decent camera for your phone. I think maybe 450, $500. No more for a phone. Because there's a lot of phones out here that you can get really good cameras and really, all these features are built into the phone. The OnePlus 6 is considered a mid-range device. You ask me, it's considered a flagship. It's missing a couple things, but it's got the latest processor. It's you get a lot of cases. You get the OnePlus are flagships. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, yeah, they're not 2K displays, but who really cares? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the point somewhere. Somebody can explain it to me. I just don't see the point of paying eight, nine, six, seven, $7, $8, $9,000 for a phone. Even though if I had the money, I would buy the Mate RS Porsche edition. But that's a different story. But honestly, I, I don't know. Samsung, Apple, you guys really need to rethink. You're paying for that name. And then there's always scandals involving Samsung and Apple. Like Apple finally admitted they were slowing down people's iPhones, older versions of iPhones. Okay, now Samsung's in the news because they're taking your photos and sending them to your contacts. Okay, you never heard, okay, yeah, they're saying Huawei. They're saying, yeah, Huawei is spying on us. ZTE spying on us. But honestly, have you ever heard of a Huawei phone exploding? Have you heard of a ZTE phone exploding? I mean, come on now. Let's not talk about the Galaxy Note 7 for catastrophe. Let's not talk about that. And you take my iPhone SE, which I love the phone. I'm not even gonna sit here and say I don't. I love my iPhone SE. But you take my iPhone SE with my J7 perks and my Honor 7X. Which phone you think out of all of them does not get hot? The Honor 7X has never gotten so hot that it was just unbearable. That I was scared. My iPhone has, and it has scared me quite a bit. My J7 Perks has not gotten too hot, but it does get warm. Honor 7X, it gets warm, but it's just warm. And then it just cools down. Like right now, usually when you stream,
Rotate the
actually it's just a little bit warm,
rotate switch tab. Finish. One watching now. 0 likes.
but it's not, it's not unbearable. So a phone that's $200 does not heat up at all, but a phone that's $1,000 heats up and then it explodes. You take that woman. She had an S8 and an S4, and they exploded while she was driving. I just, I don't know. I'm not sitting here. I'm not bashing flagships. I'm not bashing, postpaid. I'm not bashing anything. If you got the money and that's what you like and that's what you can afford, go for it. But I'm just talking to my average people that don't have a lot of money, that use budget to mid-range devices like myself. Well, I have an iPhone SE, but that's the thing. So I'm talking to the normal people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all on a budget like me. It's not worth it. What can I do besides take maybe better pictures, maybe a wireless charger? What can I do with a $750 phone that I can't do with a $200 phone? Honestly. Yeah, it may be a half second slower. Woohoo, a half second. I'm over here. Well, I'm here, and then here I come. Here I go. I was right behind you. Or boom, just have a second apart. Whoop-hoo. What a big deal. You take some of these YouTubers and some of these review sites like CNET, they just bash a phone for no reason. I actually read a review of the Honor 7X that was bashing it completely. Oh, you get what you pay for. It's not 2K. The user interface is overlaid. What were they? The build quality could. Okay, whatever. Okay, cool. I know I've been ranting here. I've been giving you the full version of this channel, the Tech Rants, and I've been ranting like crazy. I've been on for, let's see, I've been on for 23 minutes. So, yeah, guys. Honestly, I think a phone should not cost no more than $500. Phone plans, maybe 60 for unlimited. Depends on what you're offering. So yeah. That's my opinion, guys. I could be wrong. And like I said, if you got the money, go for it. I applaud you. Not knocking nobody for what they do. So, yeah, guys. This has been Q from Tech Rants. I've been ranting on. I'm going to go ahead and sign off of here. I got some stuff to do. So if this was helpful, informative in any way, please leave a comment. Please leave a like, subscribe, share, all that other good stuff. And I will catch you guys on the next one. I'm going to try to do a live stream outdoors. And yeah, guys, I'm going to bounce on out of here. Catch you guys on the next one. Later. Okay.
21 watching now. 0. Finish button. Cancel button. Okay.